everybody, I'm Alper Kutlug of Team 7, and our product is a cupcake tray with four main sub-functions. The first one being how are we going to lift the cupcakes out after they're done baking to prevent them from burning by removing them from the tray, from the heat. Then we have the locking mechanism, which is how we're going to hold the tray in place in the popped out position to allow the cupcakes to cool down undisturbed. Then we have transportation or storage function, which is how can we repurpose the tray after the cupcakes are done cooling to store or transport the cupcakes to a different place safely. And then finally we have the aesthetic, which is pretty simple. It's really just how the tray looks. On to the first one, our sub-function of lifting the cupcakes out. This one might take a little while to explain everything, so I'm just do one. One example would be the screws, which I think are a little less self-explanatory based on the first time you hear it. Screws basically would be after the cupcakes are done baking, you would tighten, say, four corners of screws, and it would slowly bring the bottom component up to the top, and that would slowly push out the bottoms of cupcakes. And doing this gradually ensures that the cupcakes stay together. So that's just one example of that. So function two, the locking mechanism, one example would be upwards handle. So the way this would work would be once those two components, the top and the bottom part, are close enough together and in the popped out position, you could then latch it on, latch the bottom onto the top. It would be probably hinged from the bottom realistically. We have, of course, transportation storage. We just have classic for this lid, the tray itself, which would be you put it back in place once it's done cooling, and the wild card here is foldable. Fold the tray, maybe make it more compact for transportation. And lastly, we have the aesthetic, including floral, traditional, ovular, and leaf. Don't leave it out. I'm gonna explain one or these two that you see on screen. I'll explain these because I drew them. I think I could explain them well. This one is a combination of magnets, upwards handle, lid, and traditional shape. For the use of magnets in this one for bringing the cupcakes out, what this one works is you would bring the bottom tray to the bottom of the top, and it would have magnets under the bottom of each of the bottoms of the cupcakes, which would slowly repel the cupcakes out from the tray. Just give it a little bit of resistance to loosen it up. And it would, of course, have upwards handles that lock in place and a lid that goes on top for transportation. And as you can see, it's a rectangle. The other one is simple screws to bring up, push out the bottoms. We have a sideways handle that'll be able to latch on once it's raised high enough. This one we went with the tray storage, so you just lower it back into place after it's done cooling, and as you can see, it's traditional. And seems I've even gone over the time, so that's all from me today. And thank you if you watched this whole thing and paid attention. And have a nice day.